What's up everybody, KM Consoles here. Has this ever happened to you? You go to put in your copy of Street Fighter 2 Turbo and nothing shows up on screen. Today I want to show you how I clean and prepare these games for their next owners before I list them for sale on my store. First things first, I give everything a nice good wash. I like to use a magic eraser and water and avoid chemicals where I can. For the deeper stuff I will use Goo Gone. And for these little grooves on the cartridge, I find that a toothpick and some water does wonders to clean those out as well. Just look at that dirt. Now the most common reason your game's not booting is because the pins are dirty. I like to use isopropyl alcohol on this, and before I used to just use a Q-tip inside like this, but I don't any longer. If you're doing this at home and don't have the tools, it might get you by, but in my opinion nothing replaces actually opening the cartridge and giving it a deep clean. All it takes is removing these two front screws, and then the top half of the cartridge separates from the bottom, just like this. Now there's two main chemicals I like to use to clean these cartridges. The first is deoxit, which is a deoxidizer for metal contacts. I go ahead and spray a nice little layer on there and let it sit for a second. I do the same to the other side as well, of course. After giving it a minute to work its magic, we come in with a Q-tip, and I like to give all the pins a nice scrub. We've only done one side, and just look how much dirt is already on this Q-tip from the one side that we've done. Of course, after that we go and do the other side the same way. Now I don't do this for every single one of my cartridges, but a lot of people online will tell you that these pink erasers also do a good job at getting the oxidation and dirt off of these pins, so I figured I'd include it here. Now my last step, and probably the most important, if you don't have anything else you should at least be doing this, I grab my 91% isopropyl alcohol. I keep it in a little spray bottle like this just for easy application, and we're going to hit all those pins with some alcohol and then another scrub. As you can see, even after the deoxit and the eraser and the scrub, there's still a little bit of dirt left, so it's a good idea to still go behind with the alcohol. Now let's put it all back together and test it out and make sure our cleaning did the job. And as you'll be able to see here, after our cleaning, our Super Nintendo now recognizes our copy of Street Fighter and we're ready to play again. Now most people would stop there, but before I ship any of my games out to you guys, I have to make sure it passes my final testing standard. That standard is the game has to be able to go in the console and out 5 separate times and boot on the first try 5 times sequentially. If it even fails a single time out of the 5, I go back and I clean it all over again. I also want to mention for every single one of my battery save based games, every single game gets a brand new battery, whether it's a more expensive title like Super Metroid here or even a less expensive title. Every single game that has a battery gets a new one. I hope you guys enjoyed this behind the scenes look at how I refurbish any one of my games before they get listed on my store for sale. You can catch these games on my eBay store at KM Consoles, and I hope to have my own website soon. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below.